you know, you gotta credit our staff, man. They got that thing. I thought it would be an hour. Those guys really worked hard to get that thing done. Dana Altman was just class act. During that time, it's kind of like, well, control what we can control. So they had said 20 minutes on the clock. We would have 5 minutes to warm up, and then they would. So you heard the clock going. And, the fans stayed, got some more fans probably in the door before the game started. And if it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't have won this game tonight. The fans were, I've been in some big games. I felt like, have you seen the movie Godzilla? Or that, and it starts, the floor starts to shake like there's an earthquake. I felt like the hair on my arms going at some of those moments. And it was just really, really just proud of our guys, how they just stayed in the game and found a way to win.
Just after the game, like you really pumped your fist, got excited with this one. Did this one mean more?
They all mean. You know what it is, Percy? You watch your players. We've been so close in the last 3 or 4 games and came up a little bit short. And you're always just trying to tell them to believe. And, you're trying to help them improve. And we made the plays tonight that you had to make down the stretch. A senior who stayed with our program makes a game-winning layup. I mean, how special is that? And then gets the rebound at the end. 2 freshmen go in that game and play. One plays 40, one plays 33, and they just battle it out with a team that's probably the hottest team in our league right now, fighting to get in the NCAA tournament. Braxton Mead's been in foul trouble, comes in the game, blocks a couple shots late. It was one of those games. It was just emotional that we got over the humps. So I'm an emotional guy. We wanted to give our fans something. We've had a couple great opportunities that we just didn't play the best basketball, and I think they saw a team that they would feel proud of watching tonight, and that's why I was so emotional.
With Braxton going out, as good a game as Keon had, Keon Brooks having to play down low and just fight and scrap and bite and anything he possibly could just to hold that down. I thought that was just huge.
It was, and we actually, I think, I'm going to go back, but I think we scored a couple times. It worked for us it was advantageous for us offensively. In the other games, it hasn't been. But he was fighting. We knew they were going to try to go to Nafali, Dante, and I kept saying, do we need to put Braxton in? Because Braxton had 4. He's like, no, coach, I got it. And he was fighting like heck. And then they put in Biddle with him. They had him out, put him back in. We just challenge the guys. We just got to fight as hard as we can and do this thing together. Whatever happens, happens. You get an open shot, knock it down with confidence. If not, get back on defense. We just fight, and we did. And I thought we did it from the beginning.
The big game from sort of mini, just from the threes to the assists to just your thoughts on what he gave you guys tonight.
Ooh, he knows how to dance. He just knows how to dance. The thing that I love about him is he's so unselfish. In the first half, he would get in the lane and act like he's shooting. He dumped it off a couple times. He's got the ability not only to score, but to make others around him better. And then when he had Corn in there, they have an amazing chemistry together. And you could see him playing off of each other. We're like 2 Ferraris when those 2 guys are in the game. We rebound or we get a deflection, and boy, we're out. We're changing ends of the floor exceptionally fast. A lot of people saw it in the Stanford game, how quick a game can turn with their speed and easy baskets. And we had a few of those tonight as well.
For him, it looked a lot like his first starts. Those first two games there. Just what has he sort of gone through this year? Obviously, there's few freshmen who can stay at that level. What types of things has he gone through this year?
Are you talking about Corn or Keon Minifield?
Keon.
Yeah, you know what? He has been so good. I thought, teams start putting bigger physical guys on them. Freshmen are going to be inconsistent. I thought at the USC game, you really saw a different Minifield, in the sense of we need him to score, and he can score. But he also can play make. And we just wanted him to be a little bit more aggressive like he was tonight, especially in transition. And he's just, He's not afraid of the moment, as you saw tonight. He's got a rare ability to get a shot off against 6'11", 7-footers. He's got a gift. But the thing that makes him special is he's so humble, and he's such a selfless player.
How much help was Frank in pregame scouting prep?
He was great. He said, I won't say what he said at the end, but he was emotional in the sense of just winning that game, and he's seen how hard our guys have been working, and so that was special, and we wanted to win for Frank, and we did. So,
how much does it add? And I know I keep on asking you this. Noah, he's not 100%. He went out again, with his knee, but he just seems to grind and just
battle-born.
Yeah.
That kid, man, he made a huge play. He went in the lane. He's got an innate ability. He uses his body as good as anybody, like Gary Payton back in the day. And he got in the lane, and we kept telling him, get in the paint, and then they're going to collapse, and we can get it out. And he had a big play to Keon Brooks. He got in the lane himself. He got in transition the first half, made a great pass. He played out of position by playing the forward or in the low against Nafali and these big guys, and he just battles. And that's when I took him out. He was really limping bad. And I asked him, first thing he says is, Coach, it hurts, but I think I can gut it out. That's the first thing he says. Or he didn't even say, I think I can gut it out. I'll gut it out and I'll worry about it after the game, is what he told me.
And how important is it for this team to, that fast start? Like you guys are now 8-1 when you lead at halftime.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's good. The thing that we did tonight that we felt like we didn't do it at the level that we needed to is how we tried to rebound the ball. And even though we got out-rebounded the entire game, we really fought. Like you could feel it from the first play. Jamal Bay in there, and they got a couple offensive rebounds, but there was a fight in there that I hadn't seen. That's all we asked. Put a body on body, fight for the ball, loose balls, our house, protect our house. And that's what I was most proud about. And so I think that gave us the start. When you get lost in the game by that, seems like you make more shots. We played unselfish, but that fight at the beginning, I was really, really proud of.
At the end of regulation, with your last possession, I think you had a timeout left, didn't you?
Yeah.
A lot of coaches just like to control the game and stop it.
If I felt like we were lost, I would have. I don't like to call a timeout because he could change his defense. He could change a lot of things. But if we were in trouble and I felt like we could get trapped or we were going to get a cruddy shot, they were spaced out. Jamal Bay went. He's been really good in practice and coming to a 2-foot stop and using his size. He got the angle on him, and it was a really, really strong drive. It was really good.
How much does that help in confidence, showing that you believe in your guys by not calling that timeout?
They know. They've been, well, yeah. I don't like to call timeouts, especially at the end of games. If we don't have to, we prepared. We prepared for the 1-3-1. They got into it after a timeout. Our guys were a little scrambled. They got in position. We got the lob, which was a big play. You try to prepare them for those situations. There's two different things. You got to prepare them, and then they got to be able to execute them. So there's two different stories, and they did tonight.
You haven't lost in overtime this year. What do you think? Is there anything to that?
No, other than I hope every game's in overtime for the rest of the way because we're undefeated. You know what? No, but you know what that really tells you is how such a fine line it is to win college basketball games. And you go through the year and you lose by 5, you lose by 7, it's 2 possessions, 1 possession. And it's just a great reminder that every possession matters. I was really excited. There was 2 games. Keon and Brooks had missed a couple foul shots, and then he missed a shot, and you could see him putting his head down. And that's exactly what happened against Arizona State. And then he ended up making some huge plays. And he's so hard on himself. I said, Keon, you're good. Remember the next play. Like, come on, put your head up. And, it's just the resiliency that these guys show. They've shown it all year, win or lose. They've shown that they're going to fight and handle adversity well.
Now, it's like seeing that, that like guys also got sort of caught up in Toyota, watching Toyota Mini kind of do his thing. Like maybe they thought that he might sort of just take him home, but it felt like guys just needed to kind of keep engaged and like.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing about being lost in the game. In any game, it could be called from the three-point line. It could be, you're just aware of what's working. Every game's going to be a little bit different. Braxton might be in the post, and he's got a mismatch like against USC, and we went to him 3 times in a row, and he scored. That's awareness of your team, that knowing the matchups, and then executing it, and then that's selfless. And in this game, because they showed zone, they showed press, you didn't know if they were in man, zone, or press. We just tried to get some movement, force them to defend ball screens, and we put our guards in positions to make plays, and they sure did tonight.
Thank you, Coach.